Hello students, welcome back to online video session. Today we will start with third chapter, motions of the earth. Has two types of motions, namely rotation and revolution. We will discuss these motions in detail. Numbers of one rotation. It is spinning movement of the earth on its own axis. It is also called axial movement of the earth. Our earth rotates and the globe fills and complete its rotation in one day, means 24 hours. The earth takes around 24 hours to complete one rotation around its axis. The period of rotation is known as Earth Day. This is the daily motion of the earth. The axis of earth is an imaginary line which makes an angle of 66.5 degree from the horizontal line or the orbital plane line and 23.5 degree from the vertical line from the earth's orbital plane. The earth receives heat and light from the sun. Since earth is spherical, only half of it gets light from the sun, and a time the portion facing the sun experience day, while the earth half away from the sun experience night. The circle that divides day from night on the globe is called the circle of illumination. This is not considered with the axis. What would happen if the earth didn't rotate? The portion of the earth facing the sun would always experience day, thus bringing continuous warmth to the region. The other half would remain in external darkness and be freezing cold all the time. Life would not have been possible in such extreme condition. Change in length of a day, time effects changing of season, which is essential for life to survive and evolve. Second motion is revolution. The second motion of the earth around the sun in its orbital is called revolution. It is the revolving movement of the earth around the sun in a fixed orbit. That's why it is also called orbital movement of the earth. Earth, the plane formed by the orbit, is called orbital plane. It takes 365 and 1 of day to revolve around the sun. We consider a year as a consisting of 365 days only and ignore 6 hours for the sake of convenience. 6 hours saved every year are added to make one day over a span of 4 years. This pulse of February, thus every fourth year February is of 29 days instead of 28 days. Such a year with 366 days is called a leap year. The earth moves around the sun in an almost elliptical orbit. Throughout its orbit, the earth is inclined. In next video, we will study about solstice. Let's welcome back to online video session. Earlier, we have studied about motion of the earth. Today, we will learn about some winter diseases. Solstice, sol means sun, stress means maximum and minimum position. So, solution means maximum and minimum position of the sun. Second is equinox, means equinox. Equal means equal, nox mean night. It refers to that day which has exactly 12 hours day and exactly 12 hours of night. So, let's start first with spring equinox. March 21st is spring equinox. The overhead sun is over the equator, so the equator receives maximum heat. The angle of sun decreases as we go towards the poles. The length of the day and night are same in both the hemisphere and they receive equal amount of solar radiations after this day, it is supreme in the north hemisphere, where the day is longer than the night, and it is autumn in the south and hemisphere, where night is longer than the day. Next is summer solstice. 21st June. On this day, the sun is overhead the Tropic of Cancer, and the north arm is very still towards the sun. As a result, the rays of the sun falls directly on the Tropic of Cancer. As a result, these areas receive more heat. The area near the poles receive less heat as the rays of the sun are slanting. The length of the day is maximum at the north hemisphere, while in the southern hemisphere it is shortest in a year. There is 24 hours of daylight in the Arctic Circle, while there is 24 hours of night in the Antarctic Circle. As when the sun is near the Tropic of Cancer, it is visible the North Pole for 6 months, and it is dead here at the same time. Sun cannot be seen from the South Pole for 6 months, so it is night there, and vice versa. The longest day and the shortest night at these places occur 21st June. So 6 months daytime, that is from March to October, and 6 months night time from October to March. Next is autumn equinox. 23rd September. On this day, the sun is overhead on equator. Equator accepts maximum heat. Again, from this day onwards, the northern hemisphere is in autumn equinox, and south though hemisphere is spring equinox. At this position, neither of the poles is still towards the sun, so the whole earth experiences equal less and equal nights. Next is winter solstice. 22nd December. On this day, the sun is overhead of Tropic of Capricorn. It receives direct rays of the sun. As the south pole tilts towards it, as sun rays fall vertical at the Tropic of Capricorn, so a longer position of the south and hemisphere gets light. Therefore, it is summer in the south hemisphere with longer days and shorter nights. The same receive happens in the northern hemisphere. So, Christmas is celebrated in summer in Australia. So, this is all about motion of the earth, that is rotation and revolution. Because of this revolution and rotation, the days as well as the seasons take place